In this short video, I'm going to talk to you about Jeremy Sherr's Q Repertory, the Repertory of Mental Qualities. Here you see it in Synergy Homeopathic Software, or SHS. We're in Reparatory Module, which is represented by this closed book icon over here on the left that's surrounded by aqua. And all the list of books in your library are on the left side here. And the right side is where you read the books. And Q Rep is selected right here. To open the book, I'm going to click on it. And now I'm looking at all those rubrics, all those mental qualities that are in the Q Repertory that you can use so easily. The Q Rep simplifies repertorization with easy to choose mind rubrics. And there's no need to combine rubrics or do intensive materia medica searches. Everything is already done for you. And the Q Rep also uses modern terminology like big ego, closed people, drug states, dyslexia, so that it's easy for you to understand exactly which rubrics to use. So let's dive into the Q Rep. How do we understand these rubrics better? Let's go look at the one about birds and flying. I'm going to click on it, and if I want to open that rubric to look into the two sub-rubrics that are contained in each one of these, I'm going to either double click. You see that put birds and flying here at the top at the breadcrumb string. To go backwards, I can either click on the breadcrumb string, or I can also use my directional arrows. If I prefer keyboard shortcuts, I can use the right directional arrow to go into the sub-rubrics and the left directional arrow to come back out. So here we are, we're in birds and flying, and I want to understand this rubric better. So I'm going to hover my mouse on this larger rubric here, right click, which on a Mac is control click, go view that rubric info, select this, and you can see the meaning comes up right here. The rubric about birds and flying is suitable for any patient where birds and flying, accordingly related issues, are a theme of the case. This quality represents any birds and flying issues, such as fears, delusions, dreams, thoughts, or experiences of birds or flying. This rubric includes all bird remedies. So that's the definition, and let's go look at the other rubric for a moment. I'm going to hover my mouse on that one, right click, and go view the rubric info in this top smaller rubric. It describes when you would use this smaller rubric. It says primary remedies have birds and flying as a major issue, even if they are small remedies. Please use this rubric only in cases where birds and flying is very intense or pronounced, or is an essential part of your understanding of the case. So when the symptom or symptoms related to birds and flying is quite pronounced, very intense, that's when you'll use this smaller rubric. You see it only has 46 remedies, whereas this one here at the bottom has 254. So if the symptom is not pronounced intense, the main symptom in your case perhaps, then you would take this bottom one. Now, how do you get this onto your clipboard? You could click, hold, and drag it to the clipboard. And you see here I've got several clipboards open here at the bottom that I've already started. This one at the top is named Q Rep. I have Q Rep rubrics on this one already. And in order to name a clipboard, by the way, you right click and choose the option for renaming. This clipboard here has physicals. This clipboard here has food preferences. And this one has a few extra mind symptoms. So right now you can see that the physicals clipboard is the active one because it has the aqua circle around it. So in order to put birds and flying onto my Q Rep clipboard, I'm not going to hit enter or return because that would put that rubric onto clipboard number 2 with the physicals. I'm going to click, hold, and drag it over to clipboard number 1 so that it will go on clipboard number 1. Let's go back to the Q Rep main page And let's say that drug states is another rubric we're rather interested in. I'm going to double click on it. Again, I want to go understand fully what this is about, so I'm going to hover my mouse on the rubric name, go view that rubric info. This one is suitable for any patient where drug-related or drug-similar states are a theme. This quality represents any issue concerning hallucinogenic and or narcotic drugs or similar states. This rubric includes drug remedies, alcohol, tobacco, nicotine, or any non-narcotic allopathic drugs. Examples would be ecstatic states, hallucinations, and stupor, whether arising naturally or resulting from abuse of drugs. So now that we have a good understanding of exactly when to use that one, let's say that this is a very intense symptom. This is like the main theme of your case. Then you would come up here, highlight this top primary rubric, and since the Q Rep clipboard is already highlighted, it's the active clipboard, I can just hit return on my keyboard and it will put this rubric onto the clipboard. Let's go take a look at the clipboard. Now that we have added some rubrics to it, I'm going to open it by simply clicking on it. And here you have all the Q Rep rubrics that we have selected. Let's say that on second thought, we're looking through what we've put on the clipboard and we want to eliminate a couple of them. You can certainly do that. You would just position your mouse on it, right click, choose delete. Another way to delete rubrics is to highlight and hit delete on your keyboard. Once you have your Q Rep clipboard where you want it, then you can start assessing all the remedies that are on it. Go to your graph, and if you want to, you can even toggle away from the actual clipboard so that you see more of your graph. I used these toggle arrows right here to do that. And now I'm looking at all these remedies, and it looks like all of the remedies down to about cola cover are contained in those 3 rubrics from the Q Rep. And so if you wanted to go and explore any of these further in your reference library, you could certainly do that. Let's say we wanted to go explore neon further. We hover our mouse on neon, right click, again, right clicks give you the menu options. I'm going to go view this remedy in the reference library. And now we're on neon. We're in the library here. Remulin's Synoptic came up first because it's the first book in my list of books in my Materia Medica. It's the first book that has information about this remedy. But all these other books do as well. So what if we wanted to go view the Sherr reversed repertory to see what other mental qualities this remedy contains? I can just type SHERR to come to the Sherr Q reversed repertory, click on that, and now I can look at all the other rubrics that contain neon in the Q Rep. But you can also look at any one of these books to get more information about this remedy. Let's say we want to go see Murphy's to get kind of a snapshot view. Once you're finished reviewing the remedies in the Materia Medica, you can start combining this Q Rep clipboard with some others and see what remedies float to the top. So let's go back to our clipboard. Here it is right here. Let's say we want to combine it with the physicals clipboard. We have this clipboard full of physicals, and here you can toggle again to see the rubrics here on the left as well. To do that, to merge 2 clipboards, I'm simply going to hover my mouse here on this icon above the clipboards, and you see the message that comes up. If I click it one time, it will add a new blank clipboard below the last one that you have there. It would open up a clipboard number 5. But if you double click, it gives you options. I'm going to double click. I'm going to go ahead and select clipboard number 5 and delete it. Yes. I'm going to double click again. I'm going to select Q Rep and the physicals, and I'm going to merge them. And here it is right here. It's a clipboard with M on it, and it tells you exactly what clipboards are merged. When you hover your mouse, you can open it by clicking on it. And now you're looking at a clipboard that has the Q Rep information as well as the physicals information. And now you can see with the merge that the number of remedies that are contained in all of the rubrics has shrunk. It's less. You can merge any of the clipboards. Come back over here, double click again. Let's merge the Q Rep with the food symptoms, the 2 strong food desires. And the clipboard appears down here at the bottom. You click on it to open it. And now you're looking at that merged clipboard. And you could, of course, merge more than 2. I'm going to double click. I'm going to select the 2 ones that we've merged right now and delete them. I'm going to merge all of them. And let's see what we get with that. All 12 rubrics on one clipboard. So there are multiple ways that you can look at the various symptoms that you've put on the various clipboards. You could also do elimination. Let's say you have all the rubrics here and you know that you want drug states and myopia to be, you want to look at the 2 of those together. Drag them up to the minus sign, click on that, and now you're looking at those 2 rubrics together. You can see that with 85 and 79 remedies in each of those, when you put them together, you cross them, you get a pool of 19. And so you can look at that, and now you see here's drug states, here's myopia, and these are the remedies that crossed with those 2 rubrics. You can undo that by clicking on this purple circle and turning it blue. That undoes the filter. So just to reiterate, the Q Repertory can be found in multiple places in SHS. It is here in the Reparatory Module, and you can look through the various rubrics, get the definitions, put them on clipboards. You can come in here to the reference library and look at Sherr's Q Rep reversed. And here's where you would go to a remedy. Let's say you wanted to find pulsatilla. I just typed on my keyboard PUL and I jumped down to it. And now you're looking at these rubrics that contain pulsatilla in the Q Rep. So you can go to any remedy in the Materia Medica and see which Q Rep rubrics it's in by going to the reference library. And of course, you can put the Q Repertory rubrics on clipboards, as we did. You can put them on clipboards by themselves. You can easily combine them with other clipboards simply by coming here and merging them. And of course, you can also use the Q Rep rubrics whenever you're wanting to do crossing, as we did before. Choosing the one that's the most important and putting it with another symptom, crossing those to see what comes up. The keyboard shortcut to cross is do Command minus. We had put myopia on there before. We can remove that by highlighting it and deleting it. We're down to 12 with these 2. We can show the graph like this. And we're looking at the 12 that crossed between drug states and incontinence. So I hope this video has been helpful to you so that you understand better how to use the Q Repertory in Synergy Homeopathic software. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.